Pause the record. Okay, good, good. Thank you.
But yes, now the second batch will start their presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Good morning, sir. Good evening, my friends. And this is Niveta and my teammates are Nitin, Daneshwar. And today's presentation topic is never ever give up. So, at this very present age, even the small kids get depressed because of very small problems. They might have seen very, they might be looking very so depressed, anxiety, and they have a lot of problems. Sometimes they commit suicide too. We have came across a lot of news regarding this. So in this presentation, we're going to discuss about a few personalities who have faced a lot of struggles in their life and they have came up with a very flying colors. Next, next. So, can you recognize his personality? It is Stephen William Hawking. He's a great scientist. He is my one of my role model. At the age of 21, he was affected by ALS. It is a great disease. So he can't even walk, he can't even talk. The doctor said, your days are numbers, he can't do anything. But at this age, he didn't quit. He rather studied everything. He did all his masters and he have invented, he have discovered a lot. He proved that it, just read this word. Disability is just a word. Where the word refers to ability, he has made everyone to look at him because he has made a lot of differences. Intelligence is what is ability to adapt the change. It is nothing about it doesn't depend upon our IQ. We have to change. We have to adapt or accept the change. And when there is no struggle, there is no strength. Of course, he has faced a lot of struggles. Of course, he came next one. So next slides will be explained by my friends.
So good morning, sir. This is R. Nitin, and my slide is based on Eminem, sir. As I told you that day that Eminem is my idol. The reason why I told him is, and right now he's a billionaire, but the way he came, he was born to guys who were just singing. He was bullied by black Americans. The greatest thing is he was 1 week in coma, and what happened was due to his father died, so he worked in a pub and he just earned through that. And what he did was instead of fighting with black Americans, what he did was he started to do a rap battle. From there, he started himself. And now I'll just tell you like a timeline. So right now he's a millionaire, and just take the birth where he was born, the way he came. If he thinks that I failed in school grades, I'm not fit to be in the society, I can die like that, he would have been died, sir. But what it was, he was good in English. So what it was, he started to write songs. He started to rap because rap is not so easy, sir. You should be good in figure of speech. You should be good in rapping your tongue. Further, you should learn tongue twister. Tongue twister is not so easy. For example, a basic tongue twister, like I can say good blood, bad blood, where we can't even say that for more than 10 times, sir. But he rapped everything. And people asked him, what is the secret of your success? He only said the one word, I succeeded with what I had. And he worked on that. He was good in English, he said that. But what he did is, whenever he go to a new place, if you find a new word, for example, if you go to a hotel, there will be a word named porridge. If you go to a carpenter shop, there will be a word named doorage. If you just combine those words, two words like porridge, doorage, it becomes a rap, sir. And another thing was there was a movie that was going on 8 miles on the year 2007, sir. What happened was he was writing his own life in a song called Lose Yourself. From that song, I realized what my life was and what I am right now. Then what I did was I uh, I started to see that he's just a human. But the song what all is sung is being sung in America has got talent, Germany has got talent, Thailand has got talent. And still now, 4 years has been still the songs been uploaded on YouTube, but still now he's in the rating in the 14th rank. Then sir, next slide please. Right now, Sachin, I think you most probably know this guy all over the world. Everybody, whenever you take defense, you'll say that height is you're too short, you can't come for defense. Even if you take any theme park, only guys who are with 6 point height, you can go in any sort of game, sir. But what happened was he's also school dropout, sir. Eminem is 9, and this guy is 10, sir. What happened was he was good in cricket, and what he did was he was just playing in the roadside cricket, and what happened was he used to do a lot of mischievous things. So what happened was his brother made him to join in a cricket club, and he was playing, and he was good in bowling. But what his coach said was, you just try batting, and he tried, and they recognized that he was good in batting. From that moment onwards, what he did was his coach said that there will be 1 rupee coin on top of the stump. Who makes such an out can take that coin. But to be honest, still he have the every coin whatever the coach placed at the top of the stump, sir. Then what about he first came to Indian cricket team. The first match he just scored zero, sir. It's not even run. But what he did was he never gave up himself, sir. He succeeded. He had lot of surgeries. And another one moment, his father died. What happened from that moment? If he could go to his homeland and do everything and then come and play his match. But he said that cricket is my life. I'll play. Then only he went for his father's funeral. And after that moment, whenever he hits half century or full century or double century, the first moment what he does is he just removes cap and look top at his father and he'll say that I scored, sir. And nowadays, if you take in Indian, most of the youngsters who are playing cricket, he is a role model. And another one thing in Australian bowler who made Sachin bold. When the match was over, the bowler asked Sachin for his autograph. Sachin wrote that this will never happen again. From that moment onwards, the bowler could not even make Sachin bold, sir. So many things I can say, sir. Though he succeeded a lot, he's not even showing that people I am the master blaster. I succeeded a lot. I was the first one to hit double century in ODI. I am a brand ambassador of MRF company. I'm a brand ambassador of everything all. He didn't even show his how to say, sir, there is a proverb called if you succeed, until you work hard, close your ears. If you succeed, close your mouth. The great example for this is Sachin Tendulkar, sir. When I have a lot more personalities to say, sir, but the time given to me is over. Right now, my teammate Danesh sir will continue, sir.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Now I'm going to say about, well-known author, writer, J.K. Rowling. Why I was have more confident. Why he is one of my role model because while he was waited for a train in the Manchester to London, he just met on half an hour late. The information came that the train was half an hour late. Oh, while he was sitting on the place in the railway station, she have a small idea to write the novel Harry Potter. How many times he when he before releasing his 4 books, he was in a very small room where he lived. We can say that everything comes to you at right time. Be patient and trust the process. He thought that the first novel was over, so he was ready to publish the book. But none of the publishers ready to publish his book because they don't know how the book, how will they adapt, how he can adapt, how he can like that. Like that they thought. Finally, in the whole printing press, she printed the book, and we know that after printing the first novel, the 7 came. I want to say that she was the richest woman while compared to the Queen of England. It's very honor to her. Next, please. I want to say that the two personalities, those are Messi and Dhoni. Why I am choosing the both they are role models because initially spoken that I came have to speak English because of the football, not football because of my favorite player Messi. What I learned from this is a peace. Many opponents will try to pull them or fall, but how many times you stand, it's very important. I have an example for Messi. For MS Dhoni, he's my friend told that Sachin is the god of cricket. Then I will say Dhoni is king of cricket. Like that, I can say that. Life depends on the path chosen. Choose wisely. Like what the path you are deciding, it's going to in a very big moment in the life. My talent is that I believe in myself so much that I won't ever quit. Like that, I want to finish my. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, we just want your review, sir. If you give a command means we can just correct our mistakes, sir.
I just made a suggestion, sir, that we not do the reviews until afterwards. We will give you all personalized reviews, but we don't want to put anyone on the spot at this point by making individual reviews. We will make the individual reviews privately so that you can see them, your team can see them, but everyone else. And then we will take the recommendations that are consistent and make them into a format that everyone can access as generalized recommendations. But you will get specific recommendations, just not right now because it takes up the time for the other class members.
Okay,
I,
sir, with pleasure, sir.
Thank you, sir.
so, Dr. Ahmed, I'm recommending that we move on to the next group of students. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Please go there. Go to the podium. I'll download your PPT.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Dr. Sukumar, if we're moving forward, I'm not seeing your video. I'm not getting your video feed.
Yes, I'll rectify that problem. Just
Okay,
a minute,
thank you,
sir.
sir. I
Just a
just
minute.
I
Just
just
a minute.
wasn't sure if you were aware of it.
Yeah.
Are you with us, Dr. Sukumar?
Just a minute. Just a minute, sir. Just a minute.
Sure.
Yes, I'm just trying to connect the video. There's nothing.
Or you can start the PowerPoint presentation. That is also okay.
Yes. Uh,
Oh.
yeah. So is the PPT visible now?
Yes, please.
Yes. Now the third batch will start the presentation.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Myself, Nandini. She is Deepika, Beulah, Shobika. We are going to present a topic on child labor. Child labor is the practice of having children engaged in economic activity on a part or full-time basis. Mainly, child labor is due to an poor family. Child labor leads to unemployment due to lack of education,
poor wages and inadequate education. My friend will continue.
Child labor is still a big challenge. Despite a law enforced in India prohibiting the child labor, millions of children to be employed in homes, at roadside restaurants, and in factories across the country. These young kids are also subjected to exploitations in various other ways, including mental abuse, with June 12 being observed as an anti-child labor day.
Now I continue. How we have to stop a child labor? By giving a funds to the NGO, they can easily stop child labor. We can also give free education to at least 2 or 3 children when we get employed. Um, we can also help the government to avoid the child labor, to contact with the NGOs and make them aware about child labor happening in our society. Now my friend will continue.
This is speaking about child labor, to provide free education for the orphans, to start a campaign against child labor, to help the government to stop child labor. Okay. This is our presentation, and thank you for giving me this golden opportunity.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, yes, go ahead, Joseph.
Oh, so that was just a one-person team. I'm sorry because we can't see the classroom anymore, so I didn't realize that it was one person presenting. So very, very well done. Oh, and in answer to the young man's question, about an individual review, everything is going well. I only want to encourage. My suggestions are from the perspective of the student, which I've been a student more recently than the professors have, and I just want to keep the pressure off of the students while they're waiting to do their presentation. I know that it's not easy being in the wings waiting to do a performance or a presentation. So I just want a calm space for them. That's all I had to say, sir. Thank you.
Yes, now the fourth batch, he's a single student and he is the last batch of student to present that PowerPoint today now.
Very good.
Good morning, sir. Hello.
Good morning.
I'm going to present about a famous person, Mr. MS Dhoni, who is a former Indian captain. And presently he is playing for India in ODI and as well as in T20s. He is retired from test series, and he never bother about win or loss. He always keep his face in a single-minded, and he never get tensed on anything. He is one of the famous person in India and one of the best personality. And he is also said as Captain Cool. As I told that he never bothers and he never get angry on anything. He handles everything very patiently without making any disturbance to the players. He always be playful in everything. And he is also a bike lover, a rider, and he has many collections in bikes and as well as in cars. So whenever a new bike launches, he definitely buys that. And one of his famous bike was Hellcat, which was manufactured only 150 bikes around the world. And this is the presentation that I have made. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So now the last man has given that presentation. Now, Joseph, you can share your, I mean, your thoughts on that presentations.
Well, sir, I would prefer to let Dr. Ahmed make his comments right now. I like to reflect on things. I'm going to review the recordings and the slides and try to have a little bit more. As far as I'm concerned, though, like I say, I want to be encouraging, and I know that it's not an easy thing to get up and do presentations. It's a skill that we develop over time. So I'm talking with Dr. Ahmed about some technical things that I think will make it easier for the students. But I don't have any comments for right specifically. I thought the microphone technique was better. I could hear everyone better today, more consistently than I could with some of the past groups. But we're working on that. That's a difficult challenge with a handheld microphone. And students, it's obvious to me that they're used to expressing with their hands. So they're not really, if you don't have experience concentrating on where your microphone is, it tends to wander with your hands as you express through gesture. So that has been a challenge. That challenge was less apparent today. And as I have no individual comments at the moment, except in general, I thought everyone did better. There was more consciousness of where the microphone was and whether their voices were going into it. And we're going to work on making that a less challenging aspect of the presentation. So that's about all I have to say. I mean, I thought it went well. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm honored to be a part of it. And I encourage all of the students to believe in themselves and keep working on their craft. And we will get back to you with some comments. Dr. Ahmed and I need a little bit more time to make it really as effective comments as we can make them. We want to serve you as best as possible. So that's my comments, Dr. Sukumar.
Yes, thank you for your comments, Joseph.
Thank
now
you.
It's over to Dr. Muhammad.
Okay. If you remind me the second presentation, what was? Can you load it, please?
Second PPT. Go to the desktop.
I think it was never give up. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember it. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Now I remember it. So just leave it in the unpresentation form, just in the edit mode. Just leave it in the edit mode.
Come on, come.
So we are the one who did the second presentation, sir.
Okay. So I'm just saying that leave the presentation in the edit mode, not in the presentation mode. So go back to the computer and just redo the edit, put it in the edit mode, so you can see all the slides at the same time. Hit escape button. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So let's start with the preparation. I think the topic was very good. It gives you it's a topic that you can easily talk about. Can you all hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. So the presentation slides, let's talk about those. the slides, if you look at the slides, I will suggest that one thing that you should know that, for example, this first slide is giving you the whole picture, what you will be talking about. Okay, so it's very well selected. All the other images that you have used are very well done, except for Dr. Hawkins' one, which I think thought that it might be a better quality. So you make sure that when you're using something that you want to illustrate, it is illustratable. Rest of them was very good. The way you have put down the colors and the text is okay, is perfect. You can always improve on it, but remember this thing that you are using the blue background with a white text. In when you are using it in that way, it is readable. So you have done a very good job in ensuring that you can read it. Now, one question I have for you guys, quick one. In your PowerPoint slides, uh, you were not showing the names of those people that you are referring to. Was that intentional?
Sir, excuse me, sir. So I just wanna say something, sir. They are all celebrities that the whole world knows, sir. So they do not need any advertisement, sir. How to say, sir? Does Rolls-Royce or Bentley, do they have an advertisement, sir? Like that,
Okay.
according to us,
So
they
it
do
was
not need any introduction, sir. Just
intentional. Okay. All right. Okay. So now let's talk about so the planning and the presentation is set. Now let's talk about the delivery. I think uh, what I have seen is that the delivery was, in your case, was very good, except for the fact that in some cases it seems to me like more that some of you were basically going off the topic, and because they know so many things about the celebrity that they want to express everything in that. So when you are trying to concentrate on never ever give up, then you need to tell not their achievement, but what they problems that they have faced and how they overcome it. So that was the concentration that you should be having. So in some cases, I thought that some of you was getting out of that context and basically trying to illustrate more of the celebrities' achievements, which is good. But again, the thing was never give up. That is how you can overcome your problems and issues. Um, I think
excuse me, sir.
the best thing I liked about it is the the best thing I like about it was the way you guys started it. I think that was your starting was very good. However, your conclusions, the portion of your conclusions were not so good. You need to improve on the conclusion about what your whole message of the presentation was. All right. So if you have not read the question, I will suggest
Excuse me,
that
sir.
you keep your question to yourself and email us those questions. And whatever your comments are, I will suggest to send us those comments rather than having a discussion right now. So I will move on to the third presentation.
Sir. Sir, am I audible,
The
sir?
third presentation, please. Yes.
Sir.
So now, in the third presentation, the child labor is a very strong topic. So let's talk about the selection of topic. You guys did a great job in
Excuse
selection
me,
of the
sir.
topic, by the way. Yes, please.
Sir, we are from second page, sir. Second page. We did the PPT, no, sir. Sir, if you give one more chance, we do, sir. Now itself. To do better.
Pardon?
Sir,
That's
when it
fine.
comes,
You don't have to. There is no competition over here,
sir,
and I
sir,
think
excuse me, sir.
that's
Sir, I'm sorry.
what
Sir,
that's
I'm sorry to
what.
interrupt, sir. I'll just say my point of view, sir. Here, when it comes to presentation, I will be having a certain time, sir. We had been practiced according to that, sir. So what happened was, this all we prepared in the next moment, sir. We did not take in week call, sir. And we had already done presentation except sir, but this was not the topic we had done, sir. This was just done 5 minutes before, sir. And if you want to elaborate the topic, we'll speak, sir. But we have been practiced according to time. You might be having only 5 minutes per batch, like that. You have been practiced according to it, sir. In case if you want to just exceed, we'll do it right now, sir. We'll just take
No,
some
no,
time.
no. See,
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
sure. Dr. Sukumar, are you there? Hello, Dr. Sukumar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying to and explain the students that this is not a competition. This is a teaching class, and what we are trying to do, and I think now understand why uh, Mr. Simpson was not in the approval of giving evaluations and giving comments. Now I can
Yes, sir.
understand that. But the idea for me is very simple. I just want the student to
Yeah,
understand that
exactly, exactly.
this is not a competition at all.
Yeah, exactly.
This is, we are not judging anybody. We are basically judging the way what we have taught you and how much have you applied it.
Exactly.
Everybody can think
Exactly.
that they are a great presenter. Everybody can
Exactly,
have this
exactly.
opinion that they have a great presentation that they can make. The problem is that we have basically illustrated some structured way.
Yes,
And if
yes,
you have learned from it, then you should review those aspects in your work. So, for example,
yes,
if you are in a class
yes,
and the class is all about Newton's first law,
yes,
and after the class, when you are giving an evaluation, you tell me everything about Newton's third law. So I might have the impression that you know a lot, but I will not going to get the impression that you learned from my lecture.
yes,
Why? Because my
exactly.
lecture was on the first law, and you are telling me about the third law. So what we are trying to do over here is to see that when you have gone through a series of lectures, that
Yes,
whether you will able to learn from it and try to improve. Everybody has some skill, so you are trying to
exactly.
improve on it. So please let the student know that we are no, there's no competition over here, and that's
Exactly,
why I
exactly.
want to move
And
on to the third slide rather than staying on the second.
third slide. Third presentation, so the third
Yeah,
slide.
third presentation, please,
Yes, yes, yes.
and just put it on the slide on edit mode rather than a slide.
Yes, this is the third presentation.
Escape, escape button, please. Escape button. Okay. Now, let's talk about this. The third slide, as I was stating that I like the title as well as the topic. The first three topics were great topics. I think they were all they were in general topics. Number one, and number two, they were talking about specific things.
And
In the
interesting things. They were all interesting.
very interesting, very interesting. The child labor one, the first, with respect to the PowerPoint presentation, I will suggest that when you are doing your first slide, make sure you have your team name or your introduce have the name of your team members over there. Uh, Also, I noticed one thing in your presentation. You are one of those few who have used the animation with respect within the PowerPoint. For example, in your second slide, go to the second slide, please. Yeah, in the second slide, you'll see that there is the animation. However, there is a where I can tell you that I would have been it would have been much better if you have reversed the animation. For example, if in right now in your animation, the content is coming first and the title is coming later on. Go back and review it again. Go back to the slide, first slide, Start the presentation, go to the next slide, one time only, one click. So this is coming later on. What you should have done, the title should have come first and then the content itself. So go back to the previous slide. So this is how child labor affects the nation, and you explain the whole scenario. I like the way you are presenting it on the third slide, but this was too much of. Go back to third slide, please. Yeah, this is too much of information. Okay, as I told you that Joseph told you that it's much better to have bullets, but the bullets have, as I told you yesterday, should not be more than 5, 6 words, and these are little bit longer than that. As far as your delivery is concerned, I thought the delivery was very effective. However, I keep repeating one thing again and again. Try to calm yourself. Try to take some deep breath before you start your presentation. And rather than just reading from the presentation, it's better to express it in your own words in a way that you can explain the concept. That's why we don't want you to write sentences in the bullets rather than points on the bullets, and then you talk about it. Uh, Presentation number 4, please.
Sir.
And one thing about this third presentation, just remember when you are doing the presentation PowerPoints, it is better to use the same colors scheme throughout the presentation. So team number 3, your presentation have various colors. It is always better to avoid that thing. Try to have one color, one theme. All right? Okay. That's the shortest one, and I can assume that it was done in a hurry. Uh, it is basically what you are trying to do in this presentation is explaining or basically giving us an insight about a personality. Okay, so what did not came out from your presentation, either from the slides or from your delivery, is what was the purpose of this presentation. Okay, we all know Dhoni, but the question is what are the things that you are trying to address in your presentation about Dhoni? Are you trying to express that he is the one of the best cricketer of the world right now, current cricketer of the world, or are you trying to express his effort that he has gone through in his life to reach this particular success in his career? So, what was the reason for your presentation was not clear? Okay. Now, similarly, once you don't know the start, why, what was the reason, what was the purpose of the presentation, you cannot emphasize on the body or you cannot emphasize on the conclusion. And that was something that was very obvious from your presentation. So try to work hard on those things that I have just talked about. As Joseph was telling you that he will be sending me some comments in details about your presentation, and we will pass it on to Dr. Sukumar for your so that he can pass it on to you guys.
Yes, Dr. Mohammed. So we have completed the 4 presentations of today's agenda. So what should we do now? Next, we in the agenda, what is that next?
what is next is we will going to set up a evaluation, and we will pass it on to you, and
Yes,
you can then distribute it as you can distribute it to all the team members.
yes,
There will be some personal comments. There will always also be some generic comments from the whole thing.
yes,
So what we can do is that we can, for example, today you will going to get four different one. One will be generic, that is common in all of them, but a portion will be very specific to that particular presentation only. In
yes,
that way, you will going to find ways of improving, and you will also find things that you have done very well. Again, as I keep telling you, this is not a competition. Competition will come when students will be appearing in their capstone project or in their final projects.
yes,
When they will be standing up in a classroom and basically doing a presentation. That will be the point, the place where they should be concentrating on success. This is a
yes,
learning process.
yes, yes, exactly.
It don't ends over here. You still have the email that we have passed on to you. You can always ask a question about the things that you are trying to work on, and you will be able we will be able to get back with you on those questions. The thing that you have to remember as a class, that this is an ongoing thing. You never
Yes,
learn presentation in one day. You
yes,
never learn a presentation in 1 year. It is a lifelong learning.
yeah,
So
exactly, exactly.
concentrate on the strength, work on your weaknesses, and improve all the time. Again, the
Yeah,
best way is remember, when you, let's say, some of you would like to go for higher studies and go to come to either USA or Canada or European country or somewhere.
yes,
The way you communicate is very important. Okay?
exactly,
So
exactly.
make
Yes,
sure you are understandable. And the
yes,
best way of doing that is to ensure that your communication is very well received. Okay, I'm using the word receive, which
yes,
means that
yes,
the person who is listening to you is able to understand you.
yes, yes,
And the best thing that you should be doing is to calm yourself down and be very, very slow in speaking.
yes,
Where in our in India Indian culture, we are used to speak loudly, and we are used to speak in a fast pace. That has to slow down.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Okay?
Yes, yes,
That's what I have. I think we did a good job. Thank you,
yes.
Dr. Sukumar. You were
Thank
a
you, thank
great MC. You managed everything very well.
yes,
Specifically when you start and you finish, you let the audience know what are we going to do in this one, and when you end, you also tell what will be the next, what is coming. And
yes,
in this one, I think I appreciate the way you have handled the whole scenario. It's a great task. Thank you.
yeah, thank you for your patience because we've been we're making you to wake up early in the morning,
No, no.
and it's very difficult. I know that it's very very difficult, but still you and Joseph have made it, and we are very very thankful for both of you, and we are grateful to you, and we'll look forward to continue your support for our students to improve their communication skills, which will help them to get a good placement opportunity.
Yeah, it
Thank you
is.
very much, Dr. Mohammed, and thank you, Joseph. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Dr. Sukumar. I agree very much with Dr. Ahmed's comments. You did a very good job. I was very impressed. And we all had to meet a number of challenges. And I would like
Yes,
to say to the students, this, like Dr. Ahmed said, this is not a competitive environment. That's not our intention. Now, maybe we didn't communicate our intentions totally clearly, but I want to say that as clearly as I can right now. This is intended to support you and encourage you, not to
Thank
put
you.
you in competition with your fellows. Your
Yes.
classmates are a resource to you. And as
Yes.
much as you can interact with them in a cooperative, not competitive manner, you will support and encourage each other.
Yes.
And
Yes. Definitely.
that's what my intention is to get you all
Definitely.
working together for your mutual benefit. So thank you,
Yes.
sir. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'll just sign off from here. Thank you very much, sir.
Sign you, and I will
Thank
send
you.
you. I will get in touch with you later for the Six Sigma one.
Yes, definitely, sir. Definitely, sir. I'll proceed with that. I'll proceed with that.
All right. See you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
everyone.